friends, I hope you are all having a magical day. And if I know you all pretty well, I would think that all of your favorite things to do at Walt Disney World include waiting in lines. No? Didn't think so. Well, let's be honest here. Going to Walt Disney World Resort, you are going to wait in line. And if you did not know that, maybe you should rethink your Walt Disney World vacation. Just saying. But the truth is, we all know that Walt Disney World includes a lot of attractions and they all include waiting in line. And shocker, even if you have a fast pass for something, that does not mean you get to walk onto the attraction. That means that you get to wait in a shorter line than people without fast passes in the standby line. So please note, even if you have a fast pass, you will still be waiting. That's just the beauty of it all. It gives you time to take in all of your surroundings and people watch or something. Get to know your family a little bit more. Anyway, although there are a lot of attractions that you must wait for, fast pass or standby, there are some attractions that usually have a pretty short wait time at the Walt Disney World Resort. And I thought I would give you some insight on some of the best attractions that will have a shorter wait time for you on your vacation. So let's dive right in. Alright, please note that when I say these are short wait times, and if you go on your trip and you're like, oh my gosh, Miranda, I waited 45 minutes for this attraction. Okay, I am not a genie. I have been to Disney World a lot, and this is just my insight for you. 80% of the time, these attractions will have lower wait times. But if you are going on like the 4th of July, or on Memorial Day, which is today that I'm filming this, you will probably wait longer than the normal average time. There is no rhyme or reason to when lines can be longer. It may be really hot outside and people want indoor attractions. There may be something special going on for a certain attraction. It really doesn't matter. But I'm just saying, take this with a grain of salt. These 80% of the time will be shorter wait times than average. And if you're looking at your My Disney Experience app and you see something that I said was usually like a 15-minute wait and it said it was 60 minutes, yeah, I probably would avoid it if I were you. Alright, so let's dive right in. Let's go starting at the Magic Kingdom. First, when you walk into the Magic Kingdom, you may notice the Walt Disney World Railroad that goes around the entire perimeter of Magic Kingdom. And you can actually ride that. Usually it's not a very long wait. One time I tried to ride the railroad and it was a 50-minute long wait to literally get onto the train. So I opted out of that. But if you're on it and you see that there's nobody in line and you want a quick little break, absolutely do that. There are stops throughout the entirety of the park. It will start right at the top of Main Street, USA, stop in Frontierland, go to Storybook Circus, and back around. So I always love it. It's a nice little break if it is a short wait. Going into Tomorrowland, Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor usually has a pretty short wait. And it is a super fun attraction if you've never gone on it. And it's different every single time because they are live actors improvising each show that they do. And it's really fun. You are able to submit some jokes. You could be featured in the show, and it's indoors and air conditioned. Keeping along that route, Carousel of Progress usually has a very, very short wait. And it's usually about a 15-minute long attraction, 10-15 minutes, something like that. And it's a 360-degree stage, and the audience travels in a circle all the way around. I love it. It is Walt Disney's creation. It is his vision. It is the longest running stage show in America. So that's pretty neat. And I absolutely love it. It is a staple. It's a classic. Do it if you can. Right across from Carousel of Progress is the Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover. And if you've watched my videos before, you know that People Mover is one of my favorite attractions because you just sit and you move. Now, sometimes people movers line, they usually have their little stanchions out saying where the line starts, but it is a continuously moving line to get onto the attraction, so it usually moves pretty quick. Side note, People Mover is very old and tends to break down a lot. So if you are waiting for a very long time and you don't know what's happening and you're not moving in the line itself, it is most likely because the attraction has broken down. So that's that. It's old, but it's still great. Going on to Storybook, oh my gosh, I cannot speak today. Going on to Storybook Circus, the Barnstormer, the little baby roller coaster that's back there, usually has a pretty short wait. But it is also a very short ride. It is maybe 20 seconds long. I don't know. If you know the exact time, let me know. But it is insanely short. So if the line is longer than 25, 30 minutes, do not do it. Unless you have a child who is not tall enough to ride Space or Splash or Big Thunder and they really want to ride a roller coaster, then wait in line for it. But it is not worth it. New Fantasyland Under the Sea Journey of the Little Mermaid is usually a walk-on, to be honest. Every time I've gone, it's always been a very short wait time. If it says it's 15 minutes, that is because the queue is insanely long and it will take you that long to walk through. No, it usually takes you like 5 minutes to walk through the queue. But usually if it says 15 minutes, it's most likely a walk-on onto that attraction. I have waited there for actually 20 minutes before, but it was also raining outside, and so that is a great queue to wait in if it is raining because most of the queue is indoors and it's pretty interactive and really pretty. And it's one of my favorite dark rides, so I would definitely say wait no longer than 30 minutes for the attraction, maybe 40, because it's so great, but it is usually a very short wait time. In Fantasyland, the 4D attraction PhilharMagic is always a very short wait time. Usually you are only waiting for 1 or 2 shows to finish in front of you. So it is not very long at all, and it's indoors, the queue is, so it's very nice, it's air conditioned, and they play really pretty Disney scores, so I always like it. I feel like all of these, I'm like, oh, but one time, yes, one time I waited 50 minutes for PhilharMagic, and I think something was wrong with it, and I was by myself, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do this, and then leave to go to Epcot, and I was waiting, and I kept waiting, and I was like, what is happening? Not worth it, but it made for a fun story. Liberty Square Hall of Presidents never has a wait time, and again, it's all of these like indoor sitting attractions that for some reason always have a really long or a really short wait. I don't know. I love Hall of Presidents. I loved Hall of Presidents. I don't exactly know what they're going to be doing with the new, it's under refurb right now and should be opening pretty soon in the next couple of months. I really love Morgan Freeman and how he narrated it, so hopefully they keep him around. But it's a wonderful attraction if it stays the same. Walking over to Frontierland, you'll notice that there's a little island in the middle of that little lagoon there, and that is Tom Sawyer Island. Usually you just get on a little boat that takes you over there, and there is no wait. Maybe a wait to get onto the boat, but once you're over there, it is just a giant playground. There's no waiting in line unless there are 5 people in line for a slide that your son or daughter wants to go down, or you want to go down. I don't think you can. I think you're too big. But usually for the children, it's literally just a giant playground and there's no wait time. Going over to Adventureland, you'll notice that there is a tree house there, and it is the Swiss Family Tree House. And that is a walking attraction where you literally just walk through the entire tree house and out. So you are literally just waiting for the people in front of you to move. So if something is very intriguing to them and they're staring at it, that is what you're waiting for. But usually it's a pretty quick moving attraction. And then finally, ending back up at the castle. The castle has different stage shows throughout the day. The current one is Mickey's Royal Friendship Fair. Yes, that's what it's called. And there's no wait for that because it is a show that is happening on the castle stage, so you can really see it from wherever inside the hub. And they have so many throughout the day that usually you don't need to be waiting in line to get a good seat. You can usually catch them pretty quickly. Along with it, like the Move It, Shake It, Celebrate It dance party. or what I like to call move it, shake it, bop it, pull it, twist it. That happens throughout the day too, and that happens all throughout Main Street and in the hub. You don't need to wait. It just happens. All right, so that is Magic Kingdom. Moving on over to Epcot. Most of these happen in Future World. In the Seas Pavilion, the Seas with Nemo and Friends rarely has a wait. And that's just like Under the Sea Journey of the Little Mermaid. The queue is very long and indoors, and it is a continuous moving ride, so the line always goes very, very quickly. In that same pavilion, Turtle Talk with Crush is always a quick wait. You're just waiting for the show in front of you to finish. And again, just like Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor, it's a different experience every time you go because you are dealing with a live actor improvising. Over in the Land Pavilion, Circle of Life, an environmental fable. It never has a wait. Have you done that before? If you have, leave me your thoughts. I'm truly intrigued what you thought of it. It's a show that involves the characters of The Lion King talking about how we're ruining the planet. It's wonderful. Actually, it's not. I'm surprised it's not replaced yet. Downstairs in that same pavilion, Living with the Land is always a very short wait. Usually, if it is a long wait, then you know it is a busy day at Epcot. If it has a 45-minute wait, then no, do not do that. It is not worth it. It is crazy. No longer than 20 minutes waiting for Living with the Land. I do love it. I'm not bashing it. I'm not saying that it's not worth the wait, but it's not worth the wait. Going outside right to the right, Journey into Imagination with Figment usually has a pretty short wait. It's a really fun attraction for little kids. I've never met a kid that did not like Figment. It's really, really fun. I enjoy it. It's usually under 30 minutes. All the way over on the other side of Future World is Ellen's Universe of Energy, and that never, ever, ever has longer than a 10 or 15-minute wait. If you don't know about Ellen's Universe of Energy, it is a 45-minute attraction indoors. A lot of people like to say they like to take their naps inside of Ellen's Universe of Energy. If you do like naps, maybe you should do it pretty soon. I have a feeling that Ellen's Universe of Energy is not going to be around for much longer. Hopping into the World Showcase in the Mexico Pavilion, Grand Fiesta Tour starring the Three Caballeros usually is under a 20-minute wait, and it is one of my favorite attractions because I love the Three Caballeros. When they added their animatronics at the end, I lost my mind. I love them so much. Anyway, and in the World Showcase, a lot of pavilions have shows that you can watch, like videos about the country that you're in. For example, China has one, France has Impressions de France, Canada has O Canada, everything like that. Those usually are not a very long wait. You're just waiting for the video in front of you to finish. All right, and that is Epcot. So going over to Disney's Hollywood Studios right now, because it's in its like awkward stage where Star Wars isn't there yet. Toy Story Land isn't there yet, so it's kind of just like, meh. Anyway, Muppets 3D never has a long wait. It's usually under 10 minutes, and it's an indoor show. Super funny, super great, especially if you love the Muppets. One Man's Dream, which is the walkthrough attraction about Walt Disney's life, never has a long wait, and like I said, it's kind of like Swiss Family Treehouse, where you just walk through and read different things. So it's really, however long the attraction is up to you. It depends on how long you like to read things, if you like to hang around and explore a little more. It's up to your discretion. And then the others are shows. Now these it really depends on if you want a good seat or not. You don't have to wait very long for these if you do not care where you are sitting in the theater. Voyage of the Little Mermaid, I'm going to recommend you right now to never, ever, ever get a fast pass for that. Even when you get a fast pass, you are put in the same line as the standby queue, and it does not matter. It is a waste of a fast pass. Even though it's already hard to pick fast passes at Disney's Hollywood Studios because their tiered system is one of the worst, I personally think, of all 4 parks. I would never recommend getting a fast pass for that. You can get there 5 minutes before the showtime and still get a pretty decent seat. Same with Beauty and the Beast live on stage. The longer you wait, the further you will be back in the audience, and there is sometimes like a standing room only area, or like these bleachers really far in the back. So it really depends on where you want to sit. Same with Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular. If you want a good seat, then you will have to wait for the show. If you're feeling lucky and don't care where you sit, however far back, you can get there 5 minutes before showtime. It should be fine. That's about it for Hollywood Studios. So last but not least, we are moving on to Animal Kingdom. And at the time of this video, Animal Kingdom's new land, Pandora, the World of Avatar, just opened this past weekend. And honestly, it hasn't really affected the wait times for the other attractions. Like the other big ticket attractions were Kilimanjaro Safaris, Expedition Everest. Those attraction wait times have pretty much stayed the same, which are usually the higher, around an hour-long wait times. Mainly because I feel like even though more attractions have opened in Animal Kingdom, more people are coming to Animal Kingdom because of that. So it has not affected the wait times for the other attractions in the parks. That being said, you will not hear me mention that either of the attractions in Pandora, the World of Avatar, are short. They're both, as of right now, very, very long wait times. Get a fast pass, that's all. But the attractions that do have short wait times at Animal Kingdom, one of them is It's Tough to Be a Bug, which is the attraction at the bottom of the Tree of Life. There is an entrance on the side of the Tree of Life, and you go down, basically underground, underneath it. And it is a 4D attraction that will have no longer than a 10-15 minute wait time. And if you watched my video before, you know I hate that attraction. Whoops! Rafiki's Conservation Station. You have to take a little trolley, tram, something, railroad. You take a little train over to the conservation station, and there's a petting zoo. There are doctor's offices you can kind of check out when you're in there, but there is no wait to get over there. You're just waiting for the trolley to come pick you up. There's lots of street entertainment throughout all of Animal Kingdom, and you do not need to wait for that because clearly it's in the middle of the street and it's all very fun and interactive. They love when you get involved with them. I highly recommend it. That's what makes Animal Kingdom different than all the other 4 parks. Or one of the things, at least. Lights of Wonder is another show that they have at Animal Kingdom, and it is all about the different bird types, and there are tons of birds everywhere. And it's stadium seating, so like I said before, talking about Disney's Hollywood Studios, if you want a better seat, go early. If not, you should be fine. The two big shows at Disney's Animal Kingdom are Festival of the Lion King and Finding Nemo the Musical. I always go early because I always want good seats for these shows because I love them so much. But if you do not care, you can show up maybe 15 minutes before. But if you do care, I would show up 30-45 minutes before to get a good seat. So that basically does it for all 4 parks in the shortest wait times at each of the parks. Let me know in the comments below. I would love to know how long you and your family are willing to wait for a ride. Is it 30 minutes, 60 minutes? Are you one of those people who will wait 5 hours for an attraction? I'm super intrigued. Every family is different and everybody has their own priorities. I personally am at the 60-minute mark depending on the attraction, but I know a lot of locals will wait no longer than 20 minutes for certain attractions. I wish I was to that point, but what are you gonna do? All right, well, make sure you guys all go follow me on my Instagram at @TheMagicalMiranda and go give my Facebook a like, Magical Moments by Miranda. I am always sharing the most recent Walt Disney World news. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope you all have a magical day.